Welcome into the Bobby Carpenter Show. Super excited, Schlegs, to be on here with you today because the best part about being 5-0, well, Schlegs has a chance to go 6-0. So the Buckeyes took care of business against Minnesota 42-3. A lot of places you could go there. And beginning of the game, Schlegs, Minnesota drove down. Had a field goal, and you're like, okay, maybe they do want to fight. Maybe they do have a little something. Unfortunately, that was if you're a Gopher fan, that was all they had in the chamber. There was no more ammo left, as they were not able to get anything else. I think they had like 60 yards on that drive, and the rest of the game
65 yards, baby.
65, and then the rest of the game they had like 90 or something, like right around 100. It was crazy. So an unbelievable defensive performance again. Great performance by Julian as well, saying good running performance. Like there was good performances all around, although Ryan Day's still not happy after the game. So we'll get into that a little bit. But when I went down to the game, consumed it, good environment, good experience. It was homecoming, so it was packed house. A lot of people back in town for it. Everybody stayed through really the third quarter, I think is when people started ducking out of there. And I get it. It was a night game, but the weather was tremendous and everything looked good. A lot of craziness going on beforehand, obviously, as you look out west to Los Angeles and what was going on there with Penn State. I'm like trying to get updated on that as Ohio State's warming up and everything else. Trying to make sure I can see all that. And then they put it on in the stadium, and they were playing it up on the Jumbotron during warm-ups. Did you guys see the Penn State UCLA finish? And
100%.
I don't know if they were doing that, Schlegs, as part of, I don't want to say trolling, but you've got 2.5 gyms over there with Jim Knowles and Jim Franklin. And you know that he goes by Jim Franklin now, does he? He might be in witness protection after losing to a team that may have been the worst. I mean, they got beat by UNLV by like 28. So it may have been the worst in Division I, but they get
first time a unranked 0-4. So I can't even say unranked, but first time an 0-4 team has been a top 10 team since 1985.
Yeah. And, Ryan's looking at it. PJ Fleck was watching it. And here's the thing with this. Those coaches, Schlegs, they're all watching film. And so I'm sure that they've played some teams that have played UCLA this year. So you've seen them on film. And you realize how not good, to keep it polite, they have been. And you're watching that, probably trying to figure out how in the hell do you get yourself in that situation? Well,
right.
You weren't ready to play. The defense was struggling, giving up big quarterback runs and everything else. So we'll get to that in a little bit later, what that means for Ohio State and the rest of the season moving forward. Probably means I should have sold my Penn State tickets 2 weeks ago and got good value for them. But it'll be good. We're going to go to the game.
I ain't selling anymore because I'm going to all of them.
No.
Let me tell you
something.
How
much fun is it for you going to games, Schlegs?
What's that?
How much fun is it you being back in town now, getting to go to the games?
I enjoy going. I took Steph and Sam and Faith, and right because it's kind of like homecoming weekend, parents weekend.
Faith's a Buckeye.
Yeah, it's so right behind me. Steve, he's a farmer from Nebraska. His son is getting the Master of Accounting at Fisher. He was there. His son-in-law was there. His wife, son's girlfriend. Janine, I believe, is his wife. So they're from like upper northwest Iowa. So, of course, there's a connection there, Bob. And he's sitting behind me. Yeah. And they've been in Nebraska games. But he's a Buckeye, super juice. Again, it's about the people. You saw Ed down there and DeVere Posey because there was like a auction experience from the Buckeye Cruise. They're down there a couple rows below me. I got little kids over here wearing crowns, right, cheering their face off. Probably the first time they've been in Ohio Stadium. I'm seeing my guy Dan Nickel, who's the head strength coach in Minnesota. And I texted him after the game, hey, I know it's not what you wanted, but it was great. He was coaching some serious juice, though, before the game. My wife's like, now that strength coach got some juice. I was like, yeah, that's no crap. That's Dan, anyways. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first drive. Like people were like, well, how do you enjoy a 65-yard drive? I was like, well, one, because it was held to a field goal. Two, I knew exactly what they were doing. Like they weren't doing a lot. They were just trying to see what we said last week, Bob. It's a different game. They like to run 12 personnel, 21 personnel. We're trying to figure out how they wanted to dictate the game offensively for us. So, yeah, you're going to give up some plays to the flat. Cool, you rally up, you live to play another down. But they were fundamentally sound, and then they held them to a field goal. And I was like, guess what? Adjustments coming, right? And that's what I just said. I tell Sam, like, Sam, adjustments coming. And then you saw the adjustments. And, that was it. 100 yards for the rest of the game, So anyways, it was fun, man. It was good.
So PJ Fleck in the post game was, I don't even know if I'd call him just complimentary of Ohio State Schlegs. He was just matter of fact, we can't take anything away. We would take away, JJ Smith. Well, then they just throw it to Carnell for, 200 yards and try to, double him. Then, Max Clare's up the middle. They can run the ball on us. They're very balanced in their attack. And Ryan probably could have went out there, Schlegs, and said, hey, let's go score 63 points and done it. But that's not how they're playing this year. They're a methodical team, trying to limit reps, save that good defense. Don't have them be on the field more than they need to be, and just go out there and win the game. And Ryan in the post game, you would have thought that they lost. He's talking about Bo reaching out and potentially, on a second down, he's like, listen, he could fumble that football. That'll cost us a game, in the future. He's talking about, guys running routes and, some of the block, just needing to always be better in the red zone, some of the short yardage stuff. And so there's areas where they can improve. There's always areas they can improve. But Ryan focusing on that in a big way. And it's really impressive how he's done that with the team. So now he's kept these guys incredibly hungry, coming off a national championship, new defensive coordinator, some movement around the coaching staff, and they're the number one team in the country, and they come out and perform each week they're trying to earn people's respect. Yeah. Nobody believes in them. And it's a testament to Ryan of how he's able to handle those guys and handle that locker room.
When you're a young team, thinking that you've arrived is what you don't want. Saban always call it the rat poison. And as a coach.
Did you hear the quote? He dropped this quote out here, sorry, in the presser. Said, when you think he had a Dumb and Dumber quote. He's in there referencing, just when you thought you couldn't do anything, totally redeem yourself. But then he also dropped in there, I think it's a Marine quote or a Navy SEALs. He's like, when you think you got it, you don't.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow. And that's it. And that's the truth.
Well, the biggest thing is that you've never arrived. There's always something to get better on. Nobody's ever played a perfect game of football. What does that look like for Ohio State? And it goes back to, I said it, you bring in, I think it was fourth down, and you bring in, it was fourth or third down, short, right? You bring in Lincoln, and Lincoln didn't hit up. He's like, why is he running? He probably said, what the F is he running outside for, right? Something to that effect.
Lincoln, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It goes back to being so intentional that crap will get you beat. And because Ryan's not worried about the Minnesota game. He's worried about the other games when good on good, that one particular play is the deciding factor in the outcome of that game. That goes back to previous two weeks ago in the red zone versus, I believe, it was Washington, where Nate Roberts missed his gap, right? He went wide as opposed to getting up in the hole. Those things matter. And what did he say? We got to go back. We got to evaluate. Is it the personnel? Is it the scheme? Whatever it is. But it's our job, our responsibility as a coach to hammer that into them. That is what you got to be. There is no going off the cuff doing what you got to do. It's this is what we need you to do, and this is why you do it, and so go do it. And so you have to be fanatical about those things because you've been through it through your entire tenure, that all of those things do matter. And if you permit it, you promote it. So being intentional and critical of the small things will benefit you in the long run when the moments matter the most. That's what he's getting at with a young team that's constantly hammering on that while also looking at the positive things, right? And can I go to a positive thing there, Bob?
We're going to take a quick break, and then
I like that
positivity. I want to clean up.
I'm going to give you a good team.
I butchered the quote. When you think you've got it, you're about to get it. And what you're getting probably isn't what you want either. So always make sure that you're ready. Yeah. So when you think you've got it, you're about to get it. Unbelievable deal. Mechadon loving Ryan Day. And it's the truth. And he's really stinking good. We're lucky to have him at Ohio State. I know I say that each and every week. I want to tell you about our friends over at FanDuel. They got an offer strikes you don't want to miss this NFL season. New customers, you can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5. And if you win, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets all across the app. You can build parlays, bet the player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style. FanDuel, they've got you covered. The NFL season is here. The only real question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio or Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Ryan Day's reaction to Lincoln Keynotes? Let's check that out after this.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, just as promised, welcome back in the show. Please like, subscribe, leave your questions, comments. We love all the interaction, love all of the stuff you throw at us. So we get to answer your questions, whatever the Buckeye, whatever the stuff it is, we want to be able to help you out. So please always make sure to reach out to us and connect as much as you possibly can. All right, Schlegs. Ryan Day, you talked about Lincoln. He rushed for a touchdown. Hole was there in the A-gap. A-gap is between the guard and the center on each side. And here was Ryan taking a little peek of this as Lincoln is running sideways there. Why are we running bleeping sideways? Very entertaining, obviously, to see that. Ryan not happy. And it's funny watching his reaction to some of the negative plays. Like, it's always a treat. Really enjoy it. Very, very, I mean, dude, just why are we running bleeping sideways? Like, looking at that picture there, that says it all.
Yeah, says it all. And here's the thing: it goes back to he's fanatical about the process. And I put it in the group chat, like, here's the deal, guys. You have to go win your 1v1s. It's not your job to make up for another guy that loses his 1v1s. There are times when you give some guys autonomy and your job is to make them right, AKA a linebacker. Those guys do so many things up front, taking blocks off you. But if that guy happens to go because he feels it and the coach gave him the autonomy to go into the A gap instead of the B gap, you got to know that. You got to make them right. That's easy. But on these situations, when they call certain things to be ran a certain way, your job is to get north and south because they trust your physical presence to go. That's it. I don't need a big gain. I just need the gain to move the sticks. That's the point. It's why it matters. You can't overcome for somebody else. That's on them. You just got to hammer down and do your job. And that's what the thing that I think sometimes we can miss in this is the score is 42-3. Bob, you picked 38-3. I think I picked 35-6. We were right. You won again this week, so kudos to you. And I wanted to give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt that they could muster up another field goal. I didn't want to say that we're just going to crush people like the way that they did. But here's what I love about the coaching staff at this moment, and Ryan Day has already alluded to it. They are coaching hard the entire game. There is no foot off the gas in terms of coaching and developing. You see it at practice, you see it in the game, and also it translates to the way the guys step into the game and still perform. There is a great play on the tight end. It was like he leaked out, and he went to, I believe it was our corner of the student section, and it was great eye discipline by Caleb Downs. Guys, like, that's the stuff that matters. Everybody's communicating. Everybody has to do your job. It would be a lot easier. Oh, there's my guy, but the quarterback is rolling to me. I got a free free run at the quarterback, I'm going to go take it. Oh, no, wide open touchdown. No, do your freaking job, and good things happen. That's the point.
Do your job. All right. The thing was with Lincoln, like I'll never criticize a guy for vision, but there was a hole there inside. Like go get the tough yards in there, and that's why Ryan was so upset with that. So he's going to try to find little things to be able to dive in on and to make sure that they're always getting better and constantly chasing improvement, because that's how winning is done.
Yep.
And that's what he wants to ultimately see. The A gap was there. He would have gotten hit, but like there would have been there to go get the hard yards you needed. Defensively, Schleiks.
Yep.
I mean, can you ask for anything more from this defense and Matt Patricia?
Can I ask for anything more? The answer is no. And if you did, you're a selfish turd bucket. I mean, the guy's given up 20. There was a great stat out there. I think Julian Sand through 5 games has 25 incompletions. Ohio State's given up 25 points the entire time, And it goes back, younger team, the play I alluded to, younger team, brand new coordinator, the communication, the alignment, the ability to stem, the pace in which they're playing. I saw Sonny on the opposite side of the center go up, engage the alignment, get off and chase a dude down off of a screenplay. I'm just like, dude, like the awareness that guys are having is at another level. And PJ Fleck said this. He said that was the best defense that he's seen in 13 years of head coaching. Like that says something. And when they always have an answer, and it's like, we can get as complicated as you want, but the guys can handle it and do it and play to their capability. And you're hearing some of the rumblings out of, other places that have been of stuff as being complicated. It's like, no, allow your guys to play fast and violent with good communication and see what happens. And what's happened is the dudes have given up 2 touchdowns the entire season, 0 red zone touchdowns, and they play fast, man. Like you're always expecting something positive to happen. And it is just really exciting to watch. And then for Matt Patricia to look up, and there's a guy with a number 2, Cuyahoga. I think that's the name of the brand that he likes to use, which are really good pencils, because I remember from my pencil snapping days in junior high, those were the best. They said defend the shoe, like that's what's on it. And you like looking up there, it's like, yeah, that's what we're doing. And you're doing it at a high level. So kudos to them. Silver bullet style.
Ticonderoga?
Yeah, is that what they're called?
There you go. That's courtesy of
that's what they're called. Thank you, Pat.
That's courtesy of our guy, Pat. Ticonderoga. He knew exactly what it was. That's
call them.
What?
What did I call him?
I don't know.
Okay.
But he's got him right there, always behind his deal. They have not given up double digits through 5 games. Yeah.
I know.
He's good. He's good. Do you know what they were on third down?
Yeah, 1 of 11. They had a first down on the first drive, and they never had another first down on third down again.
It's amazing.
Guys, like when Bob and I were in school, like, do you remember still, Bob? It was like 13 points or less.
Yep.
30% on third down. Right? Like there were some other ones in there, and that's what we got the Buckeye leads for, guys. Like these guys, Buckeye leads, their helmets.
I think it was like under 100 rushing, under 200 passing. Like there was some stuff like that.
Yep.
In there. The turnover
margin.
Yeah, like those were kind of all of that stuff that was lopped in, but they were all team goals or like unit goals for the defense that we'd have. But yeah, they've been unbelievable, man. It's been sick. And we'll get into a little bit more of that and what they're doing and how that is working. But I want to tell you about our friends over at Xsport. Attention, parents, athletes, protect what matters most. With Xsport mouthguards, trusted by professional athletes, designed by NHL team dentists. Xsport mouthguards are scientifically tested to help absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Xsport mouthguards feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patented use of carbon fiber. That means more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication. So you can focus on your game, not your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com/Bobby today and save 15% on your order. Xsport, protect what matters most. We have more of the Bobby Carpenter Show coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
So the defense forced a 1 and 3 on third, 1 of 11 on third down.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, that's some rarefied air. That's really elite. And one of the other things we got a chance to see with that defense is Peyton Pierce got his first start. You know, Minnesota, we talked about it. They were going to run some 2 tight ends. They were going to run some 2 back with a tight end out there. And so because of that, they went to their base personnel. So the base is the traditional 3 linebacker set. This is what's great about Matt Patricia. There's a lot of flexibility within the scheme.
Flexibility is the key to air power, Bob.
That's the Air Force motto. And so that flexibility, Schlegs, allows them to match likes, meaning if you get bigger, we're going to put our bigger guys in. You want to get smaller, we got smaller guys. We can go 3 down front. We can go 4 down front. We can go 2 linebackers, 3 linebackers with a mixture of those fronts. 5 DBs, 3 corners, 2 safeties, 3 safeties, 2 corners, 4 corners, 2 safeties, and just all the different blends and iterations. And in doing that, like, you get unique packages out there as well, Schlegs, which is awesome to ultimately see. So Peyton Pierce gets his first start, 7 tackles in the game, played really well. I think he had a part of the TFL as well. But it was great to see him in there, and he rotates a lot as it is. But to go play with all 3 of those guys together, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. So Peyton, did he have the PI on that tight end into the boundary, or do they call that uncatchable? I forget.
Oh, gosh, I can't remember.
I don't remember. And I was like, that was bogus. And I mean, he kind of had to just look back a little bit, but like they were both like hand fighting with each other. Thought it was a terrible call, and it was definitely uncatchable. So I don't remember. I remember watching it and thought he handled the wheel route fine. But Peyton had 7 tackles, man, and in a full TFL. But the thing that I love about Peyton, like, Peyton reads and reacts, man. Like, he is fast in the hole. And that's what you want to see from a Mike linebacker. And the complement of here's the deal. It allows you, and they got great depth there too. I mean, like Riley Pettijohn, really good linebacker. They got dudes that can step up and play. But it allows you to utilize your dudes in the spot. Like Veli was over there in a straight up Sam, bro, like 9 technique, like edge setting dude. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, you want to go 11? Peyton comes out. Now he's into the boundary as like a wide 5 running like a stunt, like a twist game, like up and under and like into the quarterback's face. Love it, man. Like, it's just, again, the things that they can do. And Veli is just like, honestly, Bob, like that's how we used you a lot. You played Sam, then you went to a 5 technique on the outside. Matt Patricia is just utilizing his talent to their best capabilities. And dudes are playing fast. Fun to watch.
And the results have been tremendous.
Yeah.
Nobody has broken double digits through 5 games, which is crazy to think of. We'll talk about the Illinois game, break that down a little bit. But, Minnesota's quarterback, Drake Lindsey was pretty good. I mean, he was big. Talking to some of the guys today, I always like asking, especially the O&D line, like linebackers, the box guys, like how were they up front? Both sides. Like, there's some big guys that just couldn't get a push. He's like, they were really big. They just couldn't get a push at all. And I think then that goes to the function of you better get on your guys' legs. They better get in the Austin Lake drive and start getting some things going up there. Or, I mean, maybe Ohio State, your boy K-Mac inside, they're just too big. They're too beefy, and they couldn't get that push on them.
Well, if you think about, like, even I like to go from game to game because it competition breeds excellence, but it's a great barometer as to where you are. Drake Lindsey last week was a freshman player of the week in the Big Ten. And he had 200, let's see, what do you have? He had 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he had a long one of 78 last week. And this week he was 15 to 26 for 94. Like, I'm just saying, it is what it is, right? And all their guys, Jalen Smith, you talked about it, Bob, really good wide receiver, had that long one last week, 78 yards, 3 for 19, right? Their tight end, Greer, like he had 1 for 25. Right? Minnesota had 7 sacks. We go this way. This is a great talking point, right? Everybody was talking about Ohio State, and you and I talked about the depth and game experience they got at the end of that season made them already a veteran caliber an offensive line without the number of starts that they had. Minnesota last week had 7 sacks, right? Zero. You remember, like, you guys go back and remember that Texas game? Everybody's talking about, oh, the edge is Texas offensive line. And yeah, they had some holes to fill, but they're so big and all this. And they just gave up 6 sacks to Florida. It's not necessarily an indict on like Texas. Florida's D-line's getting after them. But still, it's just like, where are they? And you still got players on this deal. I think we've only given up 1 sack all season, if I'm not mistaken, Bob, through 5 games.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So we've been winning the line of scrimmage.
And that's what it takes, boys and girls.
By the way, I want to make sure we bring up some stuff with him. Talked a lot about Carson Hinsman last week, how good he's done at center, and I think he's probably, in the running, if not the lead, to potentially win the Remington. But Austin Saraveld has been really good at left tackle and was good again.
Yeah, he has.
You don't ever notice him out there because he's never getting beat. So terrific job with all of that. Good to see. We're going to take a quick break here, but first, our friends at Backer. They've got the elite gear that you want to see, and it's going to start getting cold. It's bckr.com. Head to the website and check out for wind, rain, cold. They've got you covered. It looks good. It feels good. It's the high-end stuff that you see, whether it's hunting, fishing, golf. They've got all of that elite gear. They've got it branded up for your teams, and especially the Buckeyes. So you're going to go check them out with what they're able to do. Use promo code all caps Bobby for free expedited shipping. That's BOBBY, free expedited shipping when you check out. Remember, bckr.com, Backer. Go check them out. We got our headlines coming up next, and Ryan Day hitting a pretty big milestone. We'll get to that next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Now, welcome back into the Bobby Carpenter Show. And a big day. It's our headlines, and they're brought to you by our friends over at Lake Spur Marketing. Lake Spur Marketing, Schlegs. They are the marketing company for you. They will use their combined 100 years of experience to choose the right strategies, tools, and products to help your business grow. They will shield you from the cold callers who always want to pitch the latest and greatest new products. Leave your marketing to them so you can do what you do best, which is run your business. They're going to eliminate waste so you're getting the most out of your marketing budget. Trust the experts. Trust Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in their partners. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today.
Woo!
All right, Schlegs. Ryan Day making history.
Yeah, he is.
Big time ball.
You want me to talk about it?
Through 85 games,
Yep.
He's won 75 of them. Only lost 10, 75-10, which makes him the fastest all time to get to 75 wins. Previous record was held by yours truly right there, Lieutenant Governor, the Governator, if you will, Mr. Jim Tressel. And also, now you have to have coached in 100, so he's 15 shy of it, but he currently has the best winning percentage all time in football, just passing Newt Rockne. So he's got to keep winning because the winning percentage thing, I mean, that's fluid and it fluctuates. But what Ryan Day is doing here is nothing like you've ever seen before. It is unprecedented. And this team looks poised to be able to go keep racking those wins up.
Yeah, and they are. And I the things, and it's so funny. He mentioned it in a coach's deal or something, and I heard him say that, but he understands the expectations. Like, he handles the flack so well. And and deflects a lot of that from the players to himself. But he understands what it is, and he doesn't want anybody in that building, coaches especially, to be comfortable. And you can make players uncomfortable through practice and experiences and events. Like, that's part of the art of coaching, to extrapolate the greatness that is within them, even though they might not want to give it to you. That is the job of a coach. But they're always on tilt and looking for ways to be better as a coach, as a better educator, as a better developer, as a better play caller, whatever the case may be. So you never rest, right? Like, you just want to continue to work on being the best. And the best is only crowned one time at the end of the year. And then you can have a beer, and then you got to get back because the portal's there. Okay? Like, that's how it works. And you understand that life, AKA
About that life?
About that life. So, that to me is along with this, right? Why it is so special. And to be able to have an 882 winning percentage and all of those things, really good. And I will say this, I think there is a difference about them. We talked about, Urban always said, when you win a championship, it's like a blood transfusion. And that's a fact. I won 2. Your mindset is different. The things that you understand that are required to be elite, it's just different because they are now, what Urban would always say, they're a testimony. They are validated that is what is required. He sees that. He knows where he had to make adjustments, and he's doing it. And so now part of that is because I think he unequivocally trusts the coordinators that he has, that allows him to go and coach the coaches and the players and to be what he wants to be as a head coach. That also goes into the sustainability of being 75-10, Bob.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's why you heard him in the post-game presser, Schleichs, talking about all of the things that they need to get better at. And that's how he's going to continue to win. And for him to do that and surpass trust there, getting to 75 faster, having an unbelievable winning percentage, I mean, he's not going to be done with that. Although he did joke in the presser, Schleichs, that he was going to retire. He could hang out now like he was good. That's funny stuff. He does have a sense of humor about some of these things. So that is at least funny and entertaining. But understanding that we are incredibly lucky to have Ryan Day. Gosh, he's a great guy, great man, and a great football coach. Very blessed. We win the games we're supposed to win, and last year he won them all after getting everything straightened around. So excited to watch this team grow. And let's get with the O-line here, Pat. In this Ohio State offensive line, they're the ones that have allowed Julian Sayin to be really good.
Yep.
They've given him time. They allow you to run the football, which is going to help everything. This isn't some star-studded 5-star. You've got some really highly recruited players in there. Carson Hinsman, highly recruited guy. Tigger Shabola, highly recruited guy. But where they're from, I think that matters. Mm-hmm. And if you look at it, Luke Montgomery, 5-star guy. Didn't play it right away, though. Luke Montgomery, Findlay, Ohio. Austin Seroveld, Liberty Township, Ohio. Philip Daniels, Cincinnati, Ohio. Tigger Shabola, Westchester, which is just north of Cincinnati. And then you have Carson Hinsman from Spring Valley, Wisconsin. And so 4 dudes from the state of Ohio. Some of them are super highly recruited guys. Some of them maybe weren't as much. But they were developed. Offensive line is the hardest position to recruit.
Yep.
And identify. Because you have to almost always, no matter how good they are, you still have to develop those guys. Because nobody at 18 is going to be strong enough to block a 22 or 23-year-old. That's just how life works. So you've got to get bigger and more powerful as you're here. So that translates to the weight room of what they've been able to do. And it's awesome to see that, though, because, in an era where we're nationally recruiting and I get all that, you want to get the best players. There are still guys in Ohio. And these guys are all here. They brought Philip Daniels in. He transferred in from Minnesota, but he was a portal guy that's come in, and they're developing him and making him better still.
Yeah,
so that's what I love.
Yeah, and I would say this, and I'm happy you brought that up because they've been playing at a very elite level, and getting the push on the offensive line is big, especially in the run game, and they're physical. And like I heard Luke Montgomery talking about like pancaking people. Like there is an edge about him. So I think one, you go look at those guys, Bob. You got to give Justin Fry, I don't like the whole flower doomajig, but like you got to give him some props. Like he recruited those guys. Now I want to say this too, Tyler, and he did a phenomenal job piecing together utilizing 9 different starters throughout a season to go win a national championship, Bob, is a feat. Okay, that's a feat. And then you look at now what Tyler Bowen and the other assistant coaches on the offensive line are doing. Like, they're just playing with a chippiness about them, which I absolutely love. And a lot of that stems from Carson and Austin. You know what I mean? And then you add in the one that's liable to go rip somebody's face mask off in Philadelphia. You're like, hey, because I always say this too, it's a lot easier for me to pull you back than push you forward. You got to have the chippy a-hole over there. That's kind of what he is. I like it. I like him. You know, and then you got these other ones. And it's just fun to watch this dynamic. And I'm excited to see this week going into Illinois, a defense that likes to be able to stop the run and wants to be physical. Brett Bielema, like, that's kind of their identity. Yeah, let's mix it up in Champaign where they only sell paint. I love it. It's going to be great. So it's just cool to see that too, and always continue to recruit the best and the brightest Ohio products on the offensive line.
Absolutely. Love to see it, Schlegs. It is it's a lot of fun, pretty tremendous. And everybody wants – that's part of the unique part of Ohio is Ohio State is there's been that connection. In an era of national recruiting where I know everybody like, hey, we want the great players. Then you talk to the people in Ohio and they're like, yeah, we want great players, but like if there's get great ones in Ohio. And some of those guys need to be developed a little more. They've got some spring ball now in Ohio, which has helped. They need to keep expanding that, giving guys opportunity because that's what develops those guys coming out. And so you have better players in the state of Ohio. And not always true, but most of kids in the state of Ohio grow up dreaming of playing at Ohio State. And especially when you're really good and you're winning national championships, that helps. And so you're able to do that, have that dream of playing in Ohio State. And then you get the guys that are developed and invested, they can come in here and be able to get it done. You got one nugget.
I got one little thing. Here's the deal. When you go look at like Austin, that was earned. That took time. You go look at Luke, 5-star guy, like you said. It wasn't just, oh, here it is. That was earned. There were trials and tribulations. Carson Hintzman, Seth McLaughlin comes in. You're competing. You're no longer the guy, right? There was a thing after the Cotton Bowl and then all this other stuff, and you kept fighting. That's the thing I think is missed sometimes. Like, especially in the portal era, the grass is not always greener. You got to go through some hard things. As a parent, it's like, how do I put my kids in the situations that I was in that made me who I am without losing the relationship or putting them in that terrible situation? Well, here it's like, no, you need to stay. You need to learn and grow through this because then when you come out of it, one, you cherish it, but two, you know that you can do hard things. You are resilient. And now all of a sudden, my one Mueller 51, I'm grabbing my son. I'm like, look at that guy. That's Luke, 51 for life. Like, let's watch him maul this dude. And I'm like, you see that? You see him maul that dude? Because I bought Sam some Muellers. I was like, that's what we do, man. Yeah, we got Muellers on, because now my son's digging through my stuff. He's like, Dad, hang up all my stuff. He's like, hang this up. I'm like, well, do you know what the Jim Marshall Award was for? The Warrior Award, Ohio State, or Sam? It's like, that's for toughness. I was like, and toughness doesn't come from wearing Muellers. Like, that's in here. But if you want that, I'll help you develop it. But that's what it's about. And that's why we're watching 51 out there. It's like, now he kind of gets it, Now eat those nachos.
Buckeyes. Great stuff. All right, we got our tailgate talk coming up next. We answer your questions. And we got some of the sound from Ryan Day in the press conference. I didn't realize we had it. We heard straight from the horse's mouth. And he's a little different now. It's fun listening to him. We'll catch up with him next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, Schlegs. You were saying Ryan Day's a little different, got a little more edge to him, and he talks about being edgy. That's one of the things he preaches, and like having that edge. Maybe not quite as much of an edge as Mark Sanchez. That might be too much of an edge, but what are you laughing about, Schleiks? I mean, listen, that's your quarterback. This is Ryan Day, quarterback at the Shire, New Hampshire. Here's some in the post game.
To figure out how do you have that mentality, yet when you keep winning, it's easy to take the problems and the issues and just say, it's not a problem. Like, I'll just say it, like Bo Jackson reaches the ball out on second down. That's a problem. We should not be reaching the ball out. That's going to be a fumble down the road. I'm just going to call it out for what it is. Like, that's an issue. And if the ball is fumbled, then we're in a different situation right now. And so we have to recognize the things that we need to get better at. The 3rd and 2, Lincoln should have been in the A gap. He bounced it. Like that's going to lose us a game if we don't recognize how important those things are. I love those guys, but we got to get them fixed. And really, that goes to the coaches. We got to get that straightened out. We got to practice it better. We got to drill it better. We got to hold them accountable. So those are the things that, when you're chasing greatness, you have to be all over and you got to take them serious. And it can't be after a loss when all of a sudden everybody starts sitting up straight in meetings, or you're gonna get burnt. So,
so many nuggets.
Pop some nuggets out there, Schleiks.
Oh my gosh, Bob. Oh my gosh, how much time do I have? Give me a time over my timesheet, Pat. Here's the deal. He said it, man. You're chasing greatness every single week. Why? Because one, the expectation in Ohio State is greatness. We talked about the floor of this program over the last 25 years, and it was like literally 2 seasons with single-digit wins. Like, you're chasing greatness every single time, and I love the urgency that he said. Like, you just don't start sitting up at the edge, like paying attention in meetings after a loss, of going back and like looking at the little things after a loss. A loss happens in the culmination of all of those things not being addressed over time, and then they rear their head in a game when it matters, and then you lose. And so he said it. He's hit the nail on the head. It goes to the coaches because they are the ones that are paid to teach and educate and extrapolate that from their athletes. And I love, when he gets juicy, when Ryan gets juicy, he talks faster. And but that's just ingrained because that's what he's exactly speaking to the team and his coaching staff. And it just comes from the heart, and that's what he wants, and that's what he's getting. Cool, man. It's cool.
There's the old adage, like, if you permit it, you promote it.
Yes.
And you can't be out there allowing things to happen. And he brought that up with Bo. Like, it didn't cost us today. And it's so hard. This is the hardest thing because winning, Schleiks, is the great perfume. I mean, dude, you could be Linus or what's that, the smelly dude off of Peanuts, Charlie Brown?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you can be like that. But if you're a winner, dude, you're getting sprayed down with cologne. It's all good. It's only until you don't win. Like you said, you're sitting there after a loss and you realize, holy crap, we've been doing a lot of things the wrong way for a long time. Small things, subtle things, but we let it just go on a little bit too long. And then one day we're reaching out and that ball gets punched out. And then that's how you end up being down to UCLA and ultimately losing to one of the worst teams in all of FBS football.
They just got beat by Northwestern 17-14. They were down 17-0 the week before.
That's my point. Like, they were losing to Northwestern. You know how many wins Northwestern has, Schleiks, in the Big Ten? 1. That's probably their Big Ten conference win. Like, I'm going to be real. And the fact that I didn't think UCLA would even get one. And the fact that Penn State showed up, they were unprepared. They did not play hard. They did not play with great toughness until the end. Then they started turning it up. But like Ryan said, why do you have to wait until after a loss? Like, why do you have to wait until it's halftime? Dude, at the beginning of the game, you should realize, holy crap, these guys are juiced up. They've got a new coach. They've got a new offensive coordinator. New eyes was calling plays. It's a little bit different, but we got to go. Like, we got to talk about it. We got to figure this out. 2.5 gyms. And then they never did.
I just go back to this, like, guys, just so you guys know what they talk about Ohio State and what I truly believe is when you play high-level athletics, I don't care what it is, you got to love practice. You got to practice with the same type of attitude and intensity that you're going to play in a game. We know that it's stud, but what are we trying to get out of it? What's the why behind this drill? And let's go do it to the very best of our ability. When you are like that all the time, like I know that they are at Ohio State, you don't necessarily see those roles. That's why I wasn't worried about them going to Washington. Well, they started so in the red zone. That's nickel and diamond stuff. I'm talking about the execution of all the other things, the blocking, the tackling, the get-offs. Like, those are all fine. We'll figure it out, and they do. So anyways, I'm going to stop.
All right, yeah, because we're going to talk about our players of the game. We'll get that to you. here coming up next on the Bobby Carpenter Show.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Now we got the chat going on our guy Sanchez.
The only thing that whenever I hear that last name, the only thing I think about is dirty.
Yeah,
You know, I can't bring a smile to my
he was Nick's quarterback. I worked with him at
Yeah.
ESPN for 3 years. I
Yeah.
like Mark a lot. So you were talking about being gas station ready. I hope everybody's in stable condition, so it's okay. But when someone pulls a shank on you and you wrestle the shank away from them and then turn it on them, I mean, that's elite level gas station readiness.
gas station ready, always prepared. Boom. You know, all those memes we're sending to John Simon about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's on
Yeah.
it.
All right, so throw our players of the game up there. Who we got?
Pat, do them. You got him, right, Pat? Yeah, look at all these guys.
Look at Julian, man, just chilling there. He's a guy that's like, I mean, my dad was like, he's the most accurate guy I've ever seen. You know? Like, it's like he doesn't miss. I'm like, no, you're going to give him time. He'll drop that ball into the Carnell Tate love bucket. Put it right on in there, Schleiks. Come on in. Go get yourself a touchdown, Carnell. Who we got also in there? Carnell Tate, boom. Getting some from him. 9 catches. What did he have? 183 yards and a TD. Unbelievable. Who we got on the defensive side?
It was Sonny and IGB.
Sonny and IGB. Sonny leading the team in tackles. Had a TFL, 8 total, and IGB locking down again, and also 5 tackles. Played really well.
Dude, he came up and filled one on the edge. That was really nice, Bob. I was like, okay. Him and Jermaine have been playing great, man.
Yeah, those guys have been dogs, dude. And Brandon Ennis for special teams. So
And Quincy Porter was also a special teams guy.
And Quincy Porter, who actually had a couple catches. He had 1 catch for 15. Had the catch from Lincoln there at the end. But nice. It was great to see all those guys play big. Pretty big game this week in Champaign. It's going to be a noon Eastern, 11 a.m. local start out there. That's going to be fun. They got to be up. They got to be ready to play. You're playing Illinois. And it's like, you know what you do when you're playing Illinois. They beat USC. Like, this Illinois team is good. They're going to try to run the ball. We'll get into score predictions, everything later this week. But Schleiks, you know what we're going to. Our guy.
Look at him.
We're playing for the Illinois. Can they get it done, Schleiks? This is an old Illinois.
Yeah.
Archie, right there. He's going to sit here and hang out with me for a while. Maybe I'll have him all week, dude. We'll do the shows. Mr. Illinois will just be sitting right here. What was that, Mr. Illinois? Oh, okay, yeah.
Buckeyes by 35.
I think Matt Patricia can keep him in the single digits again. I think he might be able to. It's going to be tough. Oh, you don't like that, Mr. Illinois? That's too bad. Stay locked in here. We'll have Mr. Illinois with us all week on the Bobby Carpenter Show.